Well, today's Friday, it's the 12th of April 2024, and we're in San Agustin, which is just down the road from where we live, so it's only a short journey down. And we don't actually come here very often, so this is something a little bit unusual or a little bit special. There is a little beach here in San Agustin, but literally it is a very little beach. It's just that down there. It's just going down to it. So some steps down, but there's also a lift here. They've put on some of the beaches here in the area. They've put some lifts to help people get down onto the beach, even though it is such a very small beach. So let's go down and take a look, as there is a little bit more to see besides the beach.
This is summer camp beach.
So that's the beach. It actually runs right next to the Calanova yacht club. Some ducks swimming in the sea down there, and there is a rock out there. It's somewhere we used to come and bring the children from the summer camps years ago, and it's quite a nice contained beach, so you can't lose the children, and fairly safe, so that they can just swim out to the rock, which isn't that deep, and they can splash around. We used to bring little kayaks and floaty things down. But what is a little bit new and a bit more recent is the fact that they did sort of sort this out a little bit. It's not very much, but there is a little walkway around here. It's dusty, pebbly. It's not really been finished off, but it does allow you to walk a little bit of the coast. Again, not an area we come to very often. It's really clear. Just to say again, it's the 12th of April. A little bit cool today, but it's supposed to be getting quite warm tomorrow, up to 25 degrees. And now you can see some of the boats in the Calanova. It used to be referred to as the Royal Calanova because the King of Spain used to frequent. I think they might have lost their royal bit. And it's somewhere that we come now and again to, well, once a year I suppose, to the Christmas fair. One of the very first Christmas fairs done by the Cancer Support Group, and they've held it there for the last couple of years. Now we come on to a paved area, which is actually in front of an apartment block here. And San Agustin, which is where we are, is quite a residential place. There are a few hotels, but not many. It's mostly residential. Just a little walk further.
Can you get all the way around here?
I don't know how far you can go, I'm not sure. Always curious to find out though. Looks like they're having a big party over there. The sea is very clear, and the air is very clear. And just across the bay there is the palace of the king. It's the Marivent Palace, and that's where the King of Spain spends his summer, and the previous King of Spain. It's where Charles and Diana stayed when they visited the island some years ago. I'm not sure I've actually been around this bit. I'm not sure I can climb up there. Let's just go around behind and have a look to see where it leads. It's a big step up. Some different levels. Almost looks as though it's sort of private area, but it can't be. These apartments run straight onto it. It's a bit lower here. Just step up.
This is the sort of tree that they've put along there, no, the leaves and that. This is olive, isn't it? The leaves are exactly the same.
Yeah. Well, I've never been to this part before. We've lived here for nearly 40 years and I didn't even know this existed, so it's something quite new to me. Some steps down there, it's all been nicely done, nice safe area here. This actually gives me something different to look at that we've never really seen before. So there's another flat area down there, which again has got apartments right behind it. A cave underneath. And just above the cave is a restaurant that we used to go to quite often. It's all now bricked up by the looks of things. And the one at the bottom was an Indian restaurant, which was called
Nawab.
the Nawab. That's it. I'm glad you remembered that. Just testing you. And it had the most amazing views. That's the Nawab, yeah. It had the views right over the sea, so it was a lovely place. But even better, perhaps, was just above the Nawab, which is the terrace that you can see. Seems as though it's lost a little bit of its balustrading. It was one of the most popular restaurants in the area, if not the most.
Trattoria.
It was the Trattoria. And we used to sit on that terrace just above there and gaze over this. Yeah, with Janice and Liz. All the family, actually. And what else? Oh, right in front of us, the building which has got a lot of glass on it. Well, that used to be the Uto Palace Hotel. Quite a nice hotel, and Martin and Barbara stayed there, our friends, a few times, but it then became closed and it became derelict, actually, and it was really in poor condition, or at least people I think had broken into it. Anyway, some developers came along and they did it up and they've converted it into luxury, expensive apartments, so it's no longer a hotel. They've got amazing views over the sea, over the port, over the harbour, and that's going out to that peninsula there. If we go beyond the peninsula, which we can't see just around the corner, we go into the next little area which joins on to San Agustin, which is Cala, and Cala does have a really nice sandy beach. So from Cala we go on to the King's Palace, and then a peninsula that goes out there, which is Porto P area, and beyond that is where the ships are moored in Palma. All very interesting, and it's nice to find somewhere new, somewhere different. How curious is that? We'll make our way back to the road now.
Beautiful evening, isn't it?
It is nice, yeah. Nice temperatures. So steps you can't go up there. I'm not sure what these are. Privately owned, I'm guessing. But, looks a little bit derelict in there too. The apartments above though are lived in.
Watch that step there.
No, I'm not going down that way. So they made that really nice and then they didn't finish it off here. It seems strange. More apartments here and houses, which would have been very exclusive back in the day. But, everything's now grown up around here.
On the beach.
And there's the little beach.
The dock's coming out as well.
Very friendly, aren't they? And then just around there, that's where the lift is. But I'm guessing it's not in operation yet. It's a little bit early, but we can check it out, can't we? Let's have a go. Oh, something's working. It says the lift operates between 9 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock in the evening. Anita's walking up. I'll take the lift. How good is that? Oh, who's that? This is really handy, and certainly the next beach along, which is the Bougainvillea beach, has also got a lift. But I think they might switch them off in the winter months. It's nice to see that that's on. Isn't that nice? Across the road there's a park for the children to play in, and just up the road there is the school that Anita and I first came to, many moons ago now, and that's where we used to teach. So this was our stomping ground for many years.
No.
We're going to go up there. And this area is, because there's so many people who live in this area, it's quite busy all the year round. And this particular bar in front, which is Mojo Beach Bar, used to be frequented by our students. They used to come down for a coffee. Teachers used to bring them down actually for some of the lessons, and they'd have a coffee sitting around the table, some of the sixth formers. In those days it was called 2EO. Dressmakers. Hairdressers, tattoo parlour, graffiti. Yeah, we don't get rid of that. We're actually here in Palma. So this is one of the villages on the outskirts of Palma, and this one is San Agustin. Or Sant Agustin, you might see it on some of the signs. Palma, Mallorca has two languages. It has Spanish, which is Castellano, and it also has Mallorquin or Catalan. Catalan is the written language.
Here, Leon, one for you.
Use that Mutt motorcycles, €4,349, made in Birmingham.
Used in Peaky Blinders.
So because there's two sort of official languages here, you'll see both spellings, and quite a lot you're going to find the Catalan spelling, which is Sant Agustí, which will be really confusing for people who provide sat-navs and change the names. It's a busy road. This used to be, when we first came here, this was the main road that took you along the south coast. If you wanted to go to Palma Nova, Magaluf, Baleares, any of those places, this was the road. And then they built a motorway, and that relieved much of the traffic, but it's still busy. And over the years become very busy. There's a gymnasium here. Tobaccos, that's where you go and get your stamps if you want. It's probably the only useful thing they sell. I'm a little bit anti-smoking.
Isn't there something on the news about a lot of false stamps in England?
Yeah, in England, and they seem to think that the Chinese have flooded the market with fake stamps, which don't work when they get passed through the machine and get scanned. And so people at the other end are getting charged £5 to receive a letter. Just going past Eroski, little supermarket, fair prices in there. And it even appears that some post offices have been selling these fake stamps. It's a real problem, isn't it, when you rely on something that's printed matter, and now it's just so easy to print whatever you want to print. A bit like number plates on cars, and I just think that's a really now outdated way of identifying a car. It's so easily copied and replaced.
There's that very expensive apartment there. How much did we say it was? $250,000.
It's about nearly €1 million, or about €1 million. I can't see a for sale sign on it anymore. Maybe it's been sold, taken off the market. There are some steps that go down there where the Zero Beach Club is, and that will take you back down to the sea. It's probably what we could see when we were down on the beach. And then across the road, that's the Uto Palace that I was talking about. Used to be the Uto Palace Hotel. Now it's a bitsy apartment block. More just regular sorts of shops here, hairstylists.
Where Tracy's used to be here.
This one is, if you want to come and learn to drive over here, if you come to live in Mallorca, you're going to have to take a test. And you have to do a written test, and you have to do, that's the theory, and you have to do a practical test, and they will help you through it. I believe that you can actually do the written theory test in English. It's multiple choice, and it's books you have to learn. It's like you used to do with the highway code years ago when we did it. I see some people are being booked here because now in this area you have to pay for parking wherever there's a blue line. In fact, just about everywhere now. So including Palma and Magaliff, if there's a blue line on the floor, you have to pay and display. If you don't, you get fined. If you get fined, you can, if you're quick, when you get back to your car, pay it at the nearest meter, and that saves you receiving the big fine. If you get the big fine, then you've got so many days to pay it, and you can get a 50% discount. Bargain. Otherwise, you get the full whack. Just looking across the road, a place called Cosi, which used to be a pizzeria and very well frequented, but it's closed down many years ago. It's opened up again. That's really nice. It's an extra place for people to go. What is a mess is this one? The whole block here is a mess. This used to be called Pepe's Corner, and this actually used to be Pepe's Bar. And there used to be a theatre here where the MMC, the Mallorca Music Club, used to meet. And every Saturday afternoon, I think it was, and people used to do the equivalent of karaoke before karaoke was invented. And so it's been derelict for a while. It actually was taken over by a bank. The bank were there for a year or two, 3, and then moved 100 yards down the road. Never saw the point of that. Premises must have been, I suppose, better suited. Across the road, well, you've got estate agents, you've got bars, cafes, hairdressers, pizzerias, but the big glass building behind is the local health clinic for this area. So this going just into Palma, it's a huge place considering it's only for this particular area. As Anita said though, when we're coming down, parking is not very good. It's not easy to park here. Bit of a problem. You see lots of cafes and bars open. A shop where you can buy just about anything and everything. And if you've forgotten your bucket and spade, when we first of all went into lockdown, we weren't allowed out of the house unless we had a good reason. And good reasons are like going to the supermarket to buy your shopping. You had to go alone, you couldn't go with anyone. Or you could go to the pharmacy, and this was the pharmacy I used to have to go to because it was one of the closest to our house. And there would be a line going down the street, and you'd have to join the line, standing your 2 meters apart, and the door would open, somebody would go out and one person could go in, and the line would step forward 2 meters. We start to forget, don't we?
We just watched Breathtaking, and it was all about COVID, and it was absolutely
horrendous, really, wasn't it? It was,
awful.
The thing we went through. So that was Breathtaking. It was on ITV, so you can get it on the catch-up. Just looking around again on the other side. I never noticed those models up on
all day and all night.
Yeah. Sometimes manage to find a parking space up there. The restaurant used to be a Chinese restaurant. I'm not sure what it is anymore. Yeah. So they do a €16.50 menu del dia, and tells you what they are there. It's really good. When I'm off my diet, dear. Here's the 46 bus coming up towards me now. That's a bus that will take you up to Calanova. We don't usually catch that one to take us to Calanova because it goes rather higgledy-piggledy way to get there if you're coming from Palma. From here it's okay. So we get the 47, 46 and 47. Run a similar route, but one goes clockwise and the other one goes anti-clockwise. Some of the buildings across the road, there's that white thing which is 289. It used to be a big disco. You go downstairs to the disco, and the bars used to be across the road. Don't know what they are anymore. And the Salvation Army used to be in the next building along. You can see there is a Juan Miro 285. That is a club. They're all below ground. The cross is actually still on the wall from the days of the Salvation Army. Salvation Army still exists, and in a video I put out the other day, I did actually visit one of their charity shops. These are relatively new apartments. I say relatively new, they've been here for 20 odd years. But this is actually where the school that we taught at originally started. And this area is called Cala, and where all the blue sheeting is over the side of the building there, it used to say Baleares International School and the original telephone number. And behind this block there used to be a villa called Villa Baraka, and well, our eldest daughter, I think, went there for a short time. So we're coming down now into Cala. This is the butcher's has always been here for a long, long time. Cala, I would say, is a little bit run down. Certainly wouldn't be on one of my choices of places to go on holiday, or even to come down later on in the evening. It's okay now, and it's okay in the daytime. Go to the beach. The beach is lovely, but there have been a few problems in this area. They have started to build some that look as though they're going to be quite expensive apartments. And so that everything is expensive, even the ones that don't look expensive. Spa here that's open 24 hours a day, and Casa del Kebab, we used to stop there occasionally years ago, pick up a kebab. Beyond that, all that metal fencing down there. There used to be a disco, an outdoor disco, many years ago, and a mini golf, a crazy golf up there. It's all gone long ago, and it's been derelict for many years. I know some people from school, but will remember Rockefellers, which is just up the road there. We're not going to go that far up, I don't think. I'm just waiting for the red man to change into a green one. How long that's going to take. The school I used to teach at, which was Belvedere International College, is just a little bit further on, just as you leave Cala, you go into another area called Merivent, which is where the King's Palace is, and my classroom, my laboratory, was overlooking the Merivent Palace garden. What a privileged position that was. Lots more cafes and bars and restaurants just there, and there is a very nice hotel up there, the Nixie Palace, and we might.
This one down here looks okay as well.
Yeah. Actually, I think if you get off that road there and come down here, yeah, there are a couple of nice looking hotels, or nicer looking hotels. Nixie Palace, though, is, I think it's a 5-star hotel. Very nice inside, and goes directly down onto the beach.
I used to walk this way every morning from school.
When I was still teaching, I used to bring Anita in some days, and she used to walk home. We'll come back from where the taxi's just coming, we'll come back that way round. But, we're going to just go to the right here, so we'll go right, go down onto the beach, and then we'll come back that way. See that. So that building actually does look quite nice. It's called La Cala, and this is a 4-star hotel. And this is the pathway that walks down. It's down to the beach. It's the pool to the hotel. It's a very small pool. Consider it's supposed to be a 4-star hotel. It's not very big at all. And very few sunbeds. So they might still be doing some work, so I'm not even sure it's open yet. So we could actually have come down this way here, but there's a lot of steps. And this is the beach, which is just coming to life. Look, here's
Here, putting a chiringuito on.
yeah, looks like they're installing a little
They've got the sunbeds
beach
here.
bar, and they've got sunbeds and they've got parasols. They're well ahead of Calvia area, which just doesn't have any of these things yet. And this is the hotel that looked a bit nice, the Cala. It actually does look a little bit better. And there's a little shelter there for invalids, people who need assistance. Looks like these are toilets. So I'm getting ready. This is all. And there are quite a few people on the beach, considering it's getting quite late in the evening now. This beach actually as well is used by surfers. When the wind's in the right direction, the waves can be quite big on this beach, so it's quite a lot of surfers come out here. And well, the beach bar is functioning now. They've locked up for the night because it's getting a bit late. Just to let you know that it is 7:05 in the evening. So there is a beach bar. We're just a bit too late. Everything gets chained up for the night. And these parasols also have got safes on them, so you can lock up your valuables. And now we're out of the wind. It's quite warm. There's a little jetty that comes out here, and then there's a second beach over this side, and the Nixie Palace. This is the Nixie Palace, I think. Must be. All this white here is the Nixie Palace, and that yellow box on the that is, well, is it a TARDIS, do you think? I think Doctor Who's just landed. That's actually where the lifeguard is going to be stationed. It's outside lifeguard hours, so he's probably already gone at home. You can see, beach is busy. It's a Friday evening, people have finished work. Sun's shining, why not go down to the beach? We're going to make our way back now. Friends of ours used to live in an apartment block over there which was called Royal View because it overlooked the Royal Palace of Marivent. And when the wind's in the right direction, they crash over the rocks over there. It can be quite spectacular.
Well, this is a surfing beach as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, there's another yellow box on stilts over there. Well, we're going to leave the beach behind and we're going to go off this way. So we came on that way and we're going through this little alleyway.
With a nice restaurant at the top.
Yeah. This is a very built-up area though. We just saw some steps which were by the Nixie Palace, and they looked as though they would have taken you up to the road, but very steep, and I would have missed this little bit out. But as you get to this point, there are some more steps, so you can see what I mean about them being steep, and go up to the main road. So just at the top of there is the main road.
Crow's Nest.
The crow's nest up there. We've actually had a meal up there, haven't we? It was convenient when I was at Belvedere for the teachers to gather there and have a snack at the end of term or whatever.
I had a nice meal there actually.
I think it was. There's the hotel I was talking about on the other side. Looked quite nice. That's La Cala. Part of the Be Live hotels, which is what all of them are down here.
Of navigation.
Well, it's time for us to go home now, and we're going to make our way up back to the car. Thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. So bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Well, I'm just about where the school was earlier on in the video. I just thought I'd show you where these steps are, because these steps also take you down to the beach.